Hey guys, Engineering Plus here. In this video, I'm going to cover the top 5 reasons the Falcon Heavy launch will make history and is possibly one of the most important launches in the history of spaceflight. If you haven't already, be sure to check out some of my previous videos on the Falcon Heavy, as the majority of what I'm going to talk about in this video can be found in greater detail there. So without further ado, here are the top 5 reasons the Falcon Heavy launch on Tuesday will make history as a vital turning point in the history of space travel. One of the most obvious but actually more important reasons for the SpaceX launch being so important is it finally marks the real legitimacy of a private corporation really competing and surpassing the government in competition in an industry. This is important because even with the amazing success of the Falcon 9 rockets with the reusability, reliability, and cost-cutting services, until the launch of the Falcon Heavy, private corporations were neck and neck with governments, especially the US and Russian governments, for their rocket prowess. The Falcon Heavy marks the point where the private market has really began to blow the government out of the water in an industry. One of the next most important reasons for the Falcon Heavy being so important is the cutting-edge technology being put to use. SpaceX uses an extremely efficient supply chain where they manufacture a lot of their own parts, so this gives them access to more powerful and more efficient technology than their competitors at a cheaper price. This all adds up to the Falcon Heavy being the most powerful rocket in existence by a factor of 2, with twice the payload capacity and 1/3 of the cost of its competitors, which is absolutely legendary when put in perspective. The next most important reason for the Falcon Heavy being so important is what it means for interplanetary travel. In other words, going to Mars. If a space vehicle, and I say vehicle because it doesn't need to be a rocket, if a vehicle wants to have a chance at space flight, it needs to have 2 qualities, a large capacity and a low cost per pound. The Falcon Heavy is the first rocket that has a fighting chance of being a vehicle to take us to Mars with both of these traits. It has the right capacity at a reasonable price in order to make these things happen. The second most vitally important reason, number 2, for the Falcon Heavy being so significant is the fact that it validates Elon Musk's years of development. The Falcon Heavy was actually meant to come out years ago, so the fact that it has finally reached its launch date means that all of that work has been validated and turned into a reality. Finally, the number 1, without a doubt, most important reason for the Falcon Heavy being so important is you. SpaceX is encouraging an entirely new demographic and population of people to be interested and involved in space travel. This means a future of more entrepreneurship and people pushing the boundaries for the future. This is important because you have to remember how dead and stagnant the space industry was just a couple years ago. So that's it for this list, and I want to thank you so much for watching. Be sure to check out the prior videos if you have not already, and have a great day.